Hey everyone, this is Alex.
This is Vashka. This is the Full Odyssey podcast, Lord of Fools, and this is our Odyssey.
So actually, we're just gonna take a quick, not like a quick, like a short break-ish from the usual topics of science fiction, and we're just gonna talk about foods. Foods, so like stuff that we like to eat and whatnot. I got interested in wanting to learn how to cook because I'm moving into a new place, right? And there's gonna be a new kitchen and everything.
Right. Well, I think cooking is like really useful, hobby because I mean you use it in real life too to feed yourself, right? So I think that's a good shit to pick it up, dude.
It's kind of interesting because most of the time people would learn how to cook prior because of COVID, but I'm learning it at the tail end of COVID almost.
Hey, never too late.
What are some of the stuff that you wanted to learn how to cook but never got around to?
So there's this thing. My late grandma had this cooking. It's like a It's not a potato. It's like a. So it has potato, ground beef, a piece like a crushed nut, and garlic and onions. A bunch of the good stuff. I don't know what it's called, but it was easily my favorite food in my whole life. But I got all the other stuff. I just don't know what the crushed nut is. I'm like interviewing my whole family as we like a year ago. It's like, do you know what's the nut that you used in them? Like, oh, I wonder if it's this nut. Oh, well, let's try to make it sometimes, and we just never get our hand around it. But it was so good. I'll like if I've ever made to replicate the thing, I'd totally let you eat it, dude.
Is it like a shepherd's pie?
No, it's a small. It's like a. It's not a big pie kind of thing. It comes in like a ball, like a potato ball,
Oh.
palm size.
Oh, like a meatball.
Kind of, but it's a potato with a bunch of everything inside, kind of thing. So we kind of mash the potato. We boil it up, and then we smash him, peel off the skin and whatever. Cook the ground beef along with the garlic and the onions. Then we mix them up together with the mashed one, make balls of them, and then we fry them. So we double cook it, kind of thing. So it's crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. Yeah, now you're getting me hungry.
We just ate too. That's the worst part.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Is it like a Indonesian food?
Yeah, it's I don't even remember what it's called. It's this hard to pronounce. It's hard to pronounce words.
I'm sure if you Google it, you can probably find it. Like potato ball Indonesia. I'm sure you'll find it.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, my aunties and whatnot made it too once. It doesn't taste anywhere close to what my late grandma did.
Mm-hmm.
What she made was just like masterpiece, one of a kind. So I want to know the secret recipe for Krabby Patty.
Is it the nostalgia? Like it makes you think it tastes better than it actually was?
No, 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 no. It tastes amazing. Like, it still does. Like, I remember it vividly. Because my grandma now, maybe she knew the recipe. She made it once, like, what, 4 months ago,
Oh,
5 months
okay,
ago?
yeah, yeah.
Tastes exactly with something amazing. So I probably should just ask her and then she'll tell me. But I don't know what the nut is in English, you know? So I have to, like, Google Translate it.
I mean, that's fine.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe they'll get me the right thing.
Because our manager Mark, right? Shout outs to you, Mark. We were talking about food because he sometimes like to cook Chinese foods too, right? He was telling me how like even though you don't know how to cook, you should just like hang around your mom and stuff because her recipes are gonna be gone with her.
Oh, shit. Talking about dark.
Yeah, it's kind of dark, but it's kind of like, oh, it's true, right? Like all the family recipes and stuff, like that's gonna you want to stay in the family, you gotta learn it, right?
Though I've learned a recipe, family recipe. It's the peanut sauce. Learn how to make it, and I also learned how to make my was it the chili sauce that my grandma. I know how to make it by heart now. So,
What's your signature dish? What would you say is your signature?
ooh, probably it'll be I don't know because for me right now I only learned how to do the sauces, right? The peanut sauce and
Uh-huh.
the chili sauce. Honestly, like with just that, I could eat like a chicken nugget with that on top, and it'll be like the best meal I had in years, kind of thing.
So the sauce is that good.
Like, the sauce just does everything.
So many foods I want to make, but my mom only makes Chinese food.
Well, borrow the kitchen and tell her like, hey, I'm gonna try making this and share with the family. Maybe they'll be happy. Maybe.
Maybe, I don't think so. But there's like weird stuff that I want to make, like was it pork cheddar,
Yeah.
carne asada. I want to learn how to make chicken wings. I guess not really like crazy chicken wings.
Well, for chicken wings, I think it's a lot simpler, right? Provided you have the. I mean, what kind of chicken wings do you want? Like with the powder seasoning, or were you trying to be like fancy with sauce and stuff, like marinated and whatnot?
Yeah, I was gonna do a little bit of both, like
Oh, I
dry,
see.
dry and wet.
I see. I see. I see.
Steaks, like all sorts of weird stuff. Like what's it, beef Wellington?
Well, for steaks, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people, I don't know what kind of steaks do you want. For me, I like them like simple, right? Like I meat just like meat,
Oh yeah.
like that's it. Like salt and pepper, and that's it. For me, that's like the best steak.
No, because again on YouTube's, I was watching some videos and they put some weird marinades on it, like pineapple to make it more tender. I want
Hmm.
to try doing that. That sounds interesting.
Pineapple, eh? Won't it affect the taste though? I mean, both meat and pineapple's kind of sweet, but different kind of sweet, right?
So you marinate the meat in the pineapples, like blended pineapple sauce, I guess,
Yeah.
for about 2 hours, and then you wash it all off and then cook it.
Ah.
Yeah, and that the enzymes in the pineapples break down the meat, so it makes it more tender, and it has a little bit of a
Oh.
pineapple hint to it.
So kind of like the I see, I see, I see. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, maybe we should, dude, go to our place, buy a steak, and then just make it for ourselves, dude. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, like we'll split the price, half and half. That's something that you can handle, right?
A cooking channel, right?
Yeah, cooking channel. Fool's Odyssey cooking edition. Let's see how badly we can fail.
And not only do I want to learn how to cook, but I also want to like be able to cut whole chickens and whole cow and whole porks too. Like be able to break them down.
Whole cow is tough.
It is. It's very heavy too. That I know.
Yeah, because I mean, of course we're gonna do an adult cow, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you gotta need like the meat saw and whatever, dude. The bones and the muscles and stuff, dude. It's messy.
It is messy.
Cause are you trying to skin the thing too or what?
I don't know.
Because if you are, holy heaven.
There's also no room for that kind of stuff too. It's
Yeah.
huge.
For me, that's too much. For me, if we got for me, like my idea of cooking is like as long as we got the basic material
Hmm.
and we can make it, then that's good enough. I don't want to like. I mean, it's not like maybe one day apocalyptic could happen and then civilization destroyed and we have to like start hunting stuff. But but I'm hoping that by that time I'll die with the apocalypse. You know?
Bosch and I used to do meat cutting. Meat. Now I say meat cutting. We're not butchers. We just cut
Yeah, we're not
meat.
butchers. We make the butchers like the meat that was cut to pieces. Just make it prettier. That's it.
Yeah, we cut from primals.
Yeah, we got from primals. That's the word.
But yeah, like I had fun doing those kind of stuff. So kind
You don't even want to cut. What are you talking about? Every time, hey, want to cut? Nah. What do you mean, nah?
of
You're a meat cutter. Cut.
no, because back then we were just like we remember just like, oh, you want to cut meat? Then who's gonna fill up the counters and all that stuff? Who's gonna do like the depot and stuff?
Was that what's on the back of your mind?
Yeah, because if I cut
Oh.
meat, it kind of fucks us at nights.
But I thought Dad's gonna, stock the counter for us. Because he'd rather watch us, grow as a beautiful butterfly than being stagnant, right?
But supposedly he says that. But you know him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Well,
him.
he's being supportive in his own way,
Yeah, exactly.
Just watch it. Dad actually watch this podcast or screwed.
Is there any type of cuisines that you particularly like in general?
Italian.
Italian, eh?
Yeah, like pizza, pastas, like all those kind of stuff, the breads and stuff. Ooh, it's just
Everything Italian.
yeah, that's just me. Like that's undying love. Cause I'm not sure if this is Italian, but I learned how to make a focaccia. That's what it's called.
Oh, like the bread?
Yeah, the bread.
Oh, okay.
I learned how to make it, and it was really good. Well, mine wasn't as good as my cousin and my auntie, but I had fun doing it.
Oh, okay. Like pastas. You want to learn how to make your own pastas?
Oh, definitely. But the thing is, like, if I'm learning pasta, I want to learn how to make udon too.
Oh, I mean, they're all kind of related, right? Like similar techniques, I would say. I'm not too familiar with noodles. I just see it occasionally on YouTube.
Yeah.
What else? Oh yeah, because for me, I'm interested in like learning like Chinese foods, of course, but like also Latin food.
For Chinese food though, like what are their kinds? Because I'm not very peculiar. Like I don't really know about Chinese foods. Once you want to learn one, like what kind do you want to go?
I want to be able to make mostly like the dim sum foods, I guess.
Ah, but I thought dim sum is pretty easy to make, isn't it?
I don't know, but you need like, well, I guess you don't need, but they steam it in the bamboo thing.
Yeah, yeah. No, you don't have to use a bamboo. Use a rice cooker or something. I think that'll work.
And there's also like wontons and gyozas too. That's pretty cool.
Gyozas. I've made gyoza before.
Yeah, but this is like all about the fillings. Like,
Yeah, for me, I've bagged it off and like try to make it like those like frilly skirt kind of thing.
yeah,
It's pretty bad at it, but yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, so what was it Chinese, Latin food, Middle Eastern food sometimes because shawarmas,
What?
shawarmas,
Shawarmas? What
shawarmas,
is that?
like a meat on the rotisserie thing,
Yeah.
and then they slice it, and then they put it in a wrap.
Oh, so it's like a kebab thing.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh wow, that sounds delish. When you said a meat on rotisserie, I was like
Yeah, like
drooling already. I was like, oh, dangerous.
yeah, like all these crazy stuff. I want to be able to make my own
Yeah.
jerky.
Isn't jerky just a dried meat though?
Yeah, but it's a long process, I believe.
Of course.
Seafood. I want to be able to like cut a whole fish and then like make it into sashimi or something. I think that would be pretty cool.
For me, I mean, I know how to cut a whole fish, but my biggest problem is descaling them. Taking off the scale is no bueno for me. It's so hard.
Well, like Gordon Ramsay does it. He does it so easily.
Yeah, I know. You just go tick tick tick. I'm like, huh? For me, like when I do that, I would have cut through the meat. I'm like, ah.
Well, you're probably
It's just
you're putting it at too big of an angle. And
angle.
you're supposed to use a
Yeah.
really sharp knife too.
Really sharp knife doesn't really come easily.
Oh, and I also started doing a little bit of research of like what knives to get. And originally I was gonna get like a knife set, right? But people on the internet were saying you shouldn't get a knife set. You should just, if you're gonna have the money for a knife set, you might as well just get one really good knife.
Yeah, because that's what one of my Japanese friends, he also likes to cook a lot, and he made a custom-made a blade.
Shit.
He did. Yeah, it was like custom blade. It was like, and he pulled it like from his sheet. It was like I could have swore I heard the like a Sephiroth sword like a kind of thing, like from the way it gleamed. I'm like, holy crap, that looks expensive. He's like, yeah, it is. And then he was like holding it, and then he kind of slipped off his hand, and he kind of like just touched his finger a little bit as it dropped. He started bleeding profusely, and he didn't even realize it. I was like,
Well, the main reason why you want to get one knife over a set is because, realistically speaking, you're only gonna use like 3 out of the 9 in a set.
well, I mean, yeah, it gets depend on the meat you use, right?
Not only that, no, because you're only gonna be using the kitchen knife, the 8-inch blade, the
Yeah.
paring knife, the smaller
Mhm.
one, and then the bread knife.
Mhm.
Everything else is like very situational, maybe once a year use.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so that's why people are saying if you have the money, you might as well just get the regular kitchen knife.
Yeah, the one that's really good one. I see.
And then not only that, but then there's also like different kinds of knife blades too. There's like stainless steel, there's carbon.
Does it actually matter the sharpness?
Well, apparently, okay, so for stainless steel is of course stainless steel. That's why everyone likes using it. Carbon knives are the ones that are more sturdy and are able to keep their blade edge longer, but they get dirty easily. So that's why sometimes when after cutting, they wipe it down because you don't want any food on it. You want it to be dry.
Yeah, you don't want any carbon buildup and whatever there too, eh?
Dry it off. So that's why some people wipe it off after every cut or something like that. Yeah.
I see. So cut, and just wipe it so nothing builds up on it. I see.
Not only that, but then there's different cutting boards that you can get. And people are just saying, don't get bamboo. If you want, don't even get glass. Get like wooden.
Wait, why not bamboo? Does it mess up your blade badly or what?
Yeah, apparently. It's like, it's not nice on the blade.
Mhm.
Like wood and plastic are probably the best bet, but people, ideally you want to get wood.
Mhm.
But then the thing about wood is that it absorbs the odor from whatever you're cutting on.
Food, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be like a little stinky, I guess, if you don't wash it properly. And it could warp.
Yeah, if you hold like whatever you're cutting, whatever, like on the top of the cutting board too long, it does stain and that it gets smelly really quickly.
And then the next option would be like plastic. It's cheap. It's kind of okay on the blade, but it's not as good as wood.
And it's an environmental hazard.
Oh, I guess so in a way.
You can recycle it though.
Yeah. So it's like all sorts of weird stuff that I didn't never really thought about.
Yeah, but yeah, I do kind of like I felt the romance of having like a wonderfully sharp knife, but I don't think I should hold a very very sharp knife.
Why not?
I don't think I'm okay with. I don't think I probably should be blacklisted somewhere. Like I'm not supposed to hold like sharp stuff.
I've seen you hold many sharp knives
Where?
at work. You didn't cut nobody. You didn't even cut yourself, surprisingly.
My knife is not sharp at all.
It is very sharp.
No, it's not. It's very dull. It hurt my
Oh.
wrist when I'm
Oh.
cut. So that's what it was. But I cut Vincent one accidentally.
Oh,
I actually stabbed him.
good.
He was like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Oh crap! I stabbed you, dude. Sorry, super sorry." He's like, and he tried to stab me back. I'm like, "Sorry, I'm sorry."
So the knife didn't penetrate his fat or something?
Penetrate his idiocity. It's too thick. His skull is too thick. It's just.
Oh, and then the sharpening the blades. You can get it
Mhm.
done at a store, or you can do it yourself.
Mhm.
and then you can get like a honing stone.
Store? Hold up. There's a store that sharpens your blade?
Yeah,
Like a blacksmith or just like a
not a blacksmith, like a knife sharpening shop, I guess.
like on the knife shop?
Kind of like a knife shop. One shop that people recommended to me, or not recommended to
Mm-hmm.
me, but recommended on the internet. I forgot what it's called.
Mm-hmm. And they sharpen it really well for you, eh?
Oh yeah, they sharpen it very well. Like people recommend going to that place and only that place.
Oh. Yeah, because the sharpening knife is another technique that we gotta learn, right? When you have a
Yeah, because at work is like what's that thing? Like a
it's
like a
we're not very good at it.
not really a stone. Was it like two grinding blocks? But I want to use a whetstone. That you can get really sharp with a whetstone.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, no, yeah. But it's not as cool as Monster Hunter though. You kind of just like rubbing it on a wet block of.
But I mean, well, you kind of do though, right? You just have to hold it differently, and then you have to like use your both hand. It's like what I see in Japanese like YouTube video, right? On knife sharpening.
Yeah, it's just you set the block on the table
Yeah.
and you just kind of go back and forth,
Back and forth. Sha.
or not back and forth, but like one direction and then lift the blade up and then go
The other one around, right?
something like that. Yeah.
By the way, do you know that if you're supposed to do it like a balance amount, for example, if you do it like 4 times this way, you got to do the other way 4 times too,
Probably, yeah, because you don't want one edge or one side to be like
to have a different angle kind of thing?
kind of, yeah, because you're shaving off metal off the blade.
Is that what it is? Because I thought the idea of sharpening the blade was not shaving off; it's bending the bend blade, like shaping it back.
I think for a pristine cut, like a sharper edge, it's taking off metal. Like you'll see it on the whetstone, you see little bits of metal on it too.
Oh, I see.
Again, I'm not an expert on this shit.
Because what I know from like blades is usually like they make the back of the blade the hard steel, while the front is the soft steel, right? So like when the sharpness goes down, they could just reshape it back. That much I know, but well,
And apparently, there's also like difference between a Japanese blade and a Western or German blade.
really,
And Japanese blades are more popular.
in what way though? What makes it different? What makes one better than the other?
I guess it's just like the handle and how it's made and how it feels. I guess you know how people were saying, "Oh, you gotta try it." It depends on how it feels to you, right?
Oh,
I guess the craftsmanship speaks for itself.
right. Well, Japanese quality when it comes to blades, German quality when it comes to engines.
German engineered. That's
Yep.
Artie.
Das Auto. We're not sponsored.
Yeah. Hashtag not sponsored. Have you ever thought about getting your own like custom blade?
Well, yeah, but I don't know. For me, like, I don't really feel the need of it yet. Because whatever, whatever knife I have right now, it's not the sharpest. It still get the job done. So I was like, I guess it's good enough, kind of thing, you know?
I see.
I mean, probably if I'm gonna go professional and I like to do like stuff, probably I want a really good knife. But if it's just at home, I probably think whatever works. Do you like actually plan on like getting sometime soon, or?
No, when I move to my new place, maybe I'll get it. But
I see.
I will get it. But
Oh, you will.
yeah, I will. Yeah. But I'm just researching what kind of blades I want. Right.
Oh, I see.
What do you think is the most complicated thing you'll cook?
Complicated? What's the definition of complication then? Like the step needs to be made, or the complexity of the flavoring? What was the thing? Like, because probably if it's like complicated, it'll be like, I think making noodles will be like the hardest one. Like either making pasta or making noodles. Yeah, because you have to like do the thing and you have to cut it to a certain size and you have to like, do all this thing, right? I think
Yeah.
that's a lot more technical and then that's a lot harder than, let's just say, putting a seasoning on a meat and then put it on an oven. You know what I mean?
So you don't really want to work with meats. You just want to work with like flours and stuff like that.
I mean, for the most complicated stuff that I might be doing, right? Then it'll be that. I think that's the hardest one. But like for meat, I don't know how do you make it any more complicated than it is.
I guess it depends on the marination, how you cook it.
This might be like, I mean, I don't know. I'm speaking out of my bum hole again, but because when you marinate stuff, it's just a mixture of seasoning, right? You just put it seasonings to a certain amount and then just leave it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It doesn't feel that complicated. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's dependent on what kind of seasonings you know to use.
Right.
It's like a different combination of what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, but like that's why like complication wise, if it's like technique and whatnot, I think noodle stuff, like flour stuff, is gonna be like a lot of pain because you gotta learn how to and you gotta like knead the stuff and whatnot. You gotta like massage it and stuff. I think that's a lot more work than dealing with
Yeah,
meats.
that's true.
Like
That's
I think
true.
making pizza and stuff is a lot easier too. Probably pizza is really easy.
I think it's gonna take a long time for you to get the dough right, or at least to your liking.
Well, that's the experiment, right? Composition of like how much flour, how much starch and whatever, right?
Do you prefer like the regular fatty pizza or like the thin crust pizzas?
Doesn't really matter for me personally, but thin crust is usually better because I could taste the food better, not just the bread.
Uh-huh.
Like I could taste the meat more, taste the cheese more, because there's more of those than the bread.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's I probably like thin crust.
You know, we haven't gone to a restaurant in a long time.
Of course.
Do you prefer going out to restaurants or you want to be able to learn how to make it?
Oh, learn, of course. I kind of like the idea of cooking. It's just that as of late, I'm not allowed to cook, so I haven't
okay.
cooked.
Well, what's your go-to restaurant then?
I usually take takeouts. My go-to restaurant is McDonald's. How about that? Do you like that?
Really? Just
No.
McDonald's?
Or Subway.
Oh, it's so simple. There's so many restaurants around your area though, isn't there?
I usually eat sushi, but that's it. It's getting
Oh.
expensive lately. That's why I stick back to Subway.
Oh, I see. But the sushi restaurants in our area or in our
Are
city
kind of
isn't-
meh.
Oh, they're owned by Koreans, right?
Yeah. Well, what's wrong with Koreans?
Nothing wrong with the Korean, but like true quote unquote like sushi restaurants owned by Japanese are usually the more like expensive ones.
I mean, I don't want to crap on things again, but usually like me, I don't know, probably because I've been eating whatever. I can't really tell the difference between Japanese and Korean sushi, other than the fact that some Korean put more crazy seasoning, like they make spicy sushi and stuff, right? Japanese would find that like blasphemous. But yeah, but the thing is like in Japanese, the only thing I notice that makes them at least more expensive is their serving method. They try to be authentic and they try to be like, Japanese. Thus why it's expensive.
Yeah, but also if we were to eat the same kind of foods in Japan, it would be like half the price almost.
That's what I mean. Like because of yeah, I don't want to bash them for it, but those kind of things that what kind of discourage me. It's like, I mean, the food is good, but I could get this cheaper on like like different restaurant without all the antics. I don't need the antics. I want the food here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to pay for the experience. I want to pay for the food. The food is my experience.
It's like I don't need people bowing their head and going. It's like, "Dashaimase." Nah, it's alright, dude. Like it's easy. I don't need it. Like I came here to eat.
Yeah, I don't want to spend what $30 on like one little dinky thing of sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that kind of pissed me off about like fine dining, and it's like they give you
Yeah.
like these little baby-sized portions. I'm just like, bro.
For me, fine dining that too. I'm like, what is this? I pay like $48 for this piece of thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on. I'd go home and still be hungry. Like,
See, I don't mind paying for food as long as it's full, but like for fine dining, I always feel like I'm ripped off.
I don't remember if it's even in Canada, but there was this fine dining area that I was taken with. Like, it
Mhm.
was my family thing. They take like not like one small thing, but it was like 5 plates of like small things of different thing. Like there's the appetizer and whatever and whatever whatever, but it all comes in like several plates, and you can ask for more, and they'll give you more without extra charge. I don't know what it was.
Oh, you can eat buffet or something?
It wasn't a buffet because they serve us. They put us in a they gave us the plate and whatever. Ask us what we want.
That was in Canada.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's in Canada. I don't remember, but it was quite a while back. And I was like, whoa, what is this place? Like I felt fancy. I don't feel comfortable because it's like people wearing all good clothes and whatever. And I was just like,
Well, I think we're very fortunate to live in a city where we can get almost anything in here.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
This place the best. Like, I mean, I'm sorry for the rest of you who lives in not here, but yeah, we live in the best country in the world.
But actually, there's one thing I haven't seen. Is there any Indonesian restaurants here?
Yes, there is.
Are they authentic?
Yeah, it was the guy who made it was Indonesian.
Oh.
Because my friend was like, oh yeah, sometimes because he works in downtown and every time he has to leave, he'll go to the train station and whatnot. I think there's a food court down there, right? And I think around that food court area was like, yeah, there's Indonesian food, and I ate this thing because at that time I was cooking him like one of Indonesian like cuisine, and it was like, oh dude, yeah, this is the food that I ate in the food court. It was really good. I was like, yeah, I made it instant. That's why I could make it.
Do you like cooking Indonesian food, or are you just like, whatever?
Oh, for me, I like it because it has a lot of spice.
Mm.
It has a lot of flavor. Not trying to bash on the white people who like barely have any flavor other than salt in their food, but it's either salt or mayo. Like, that's their thing. Salt, mayo, or butter. Like, come on. There's more stuff out there.
That's why there's always the joke where white people think ranch is spicy, and it's
They thought Chipotle is spicy.
Yeah.
I almost vomit when I heard of that. I'm like, what? You want spicy?
Yeah, remember people at work are just like, "Is this Chipotle spicy?" I'm just like, "It might be spicy for you, but this is probably gonna be like nothing for me."
I wouldn't even say this is spicy. I would feel this somewhat bitter.
I can see it being spicy for some people though, and it's just like, well,
How? How is it spicy? Like, what were you born with? Like, what do you eat every day to have no resistance to any form of spice? That's
well, as you said, they only have butter, mayo, salt, and pepper. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of James Corden, the late night show host.
no, but yeah. What did he do?
He's like a big English man, and he has the segment on his show called like "Tell the Truth or Eat It" or something like that. So they have these like hard questions for the guests to answer,
All right.
and if they don't answer it, then they have to eat these disgusting foods.
Oh,
Yeah, but these disgusting foods are like chicken feet, cow tongue, and pork blood.
how was that disgusting? You fucking uncultured swine.
Yeah, I was just like, I've eaten like 90% of those stuff.
Those I pay for those stuff.
Not only did I have eaten them, but when I saw it, how they prepared it, I was just like, well, you just ruined the food because obviously no one's gonna like it. That's not how you're supposed to prepare it. It looked like they just boiled it and called it a day. It's like, ew, no one's gonna.
That's gonna have like no flavor.
Yeah.
It's just like this hard thing.
Although there's some stuff that I would say is nasty. Like they had like a shot glass of sausage juice or something. That I think is nasty.
Sausage juice? It's a meat extract though. Might as well count it as a fat. You just drink fat. Well,
I wouldn't do it, but
well, if I got money for doing it easily.
wow, man.
Can I add some spice in it? Like I'll put like some oregano and shit over there and just like dunk it.
Jesus. What's your favorite restaurant that you've been to that you can remember?
Ooh, there's this noodle shop, and they make the noodle by hand, like they do it in front of your eyes, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So for like a portion, it could take you like a little bit because they actually make this thing from like scratch, everything.
Yeah.
But it was so good. The portion was kind of big too. I was like, wow.
Oh.
They ask you that, what do you want? Like, I want this thing, and like, what kind of noodles do you want? Do you want like the paper thin? Do you want like the long? Do you want like the udon? Like they ask you what you want, and then they'll be like, okay. And then they'll make it in front of your face, and then they cook it, and they serve it, and you're like, wow.
Did they do that thing where they cut it and they like put it in a boiling pot of water or it's a broth or whatever?
I think there's a broth too, yeah, but it was in that area, so it was just when you get the chance, give it a shot.
Yeah. Oh, I'll show you the video of what I mean later.
Okay.
For me, I like going to, I guess fried chickens. I guess is my go-to.
Fried chicken? Where?
Yeah. Or remember that place that we went to in?
Oh, the one with yeah.
Yeah.
That one was pretty good
Yeah.
actually. I like that. The chicken was spicy. I love it.
Yeah. I like eating chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, chicken sandwich is good. I've never had chicken sandwich, like actual chicken sandwich, before coming to this place.
Mhm.
Because our idea of like eating like a chicken or whatever those kind of stuff would be like on the side of a rice kind of thing. Like you can't
Oh.
eat stuff without rice, so to speak. Like our carb is rice, and that's a thumbs up.
There's also a Korean chicken place downtown that I like eating.
I don't think we've been there because last time I think it was full or something, isn't it? Like it's always full.
Oh no! Last time we tried to go there, it was closed because we went there too early. They're open for dinner.
I see.
Yeah, I kind of hate restaurants that are just like it will only open half of the day or half of the night.
There's a lot like that. A lot of like Korean restaurants like that.
Yeah, I know they want to cater for like the night crews and people are after work and after school and all that stuff, but it's like, and I get it too.
The workers are also like, working in, going to school, so they can only work at nighttime.
No, I think it's because during the day they prep the food, so it could be that it's fresh. That's what I'm thinking.
Is that why it's that good, you think?
Maybe I enjoy eating there because it's big portions.
I see.
What would you say is your top cuisines that you like to eat?
So the potato Indonesian thing that I told you.
No, I mean just like by like countries, I guess. So Indonesia is one. Indonesian food, Italian food.
Italian food, yeah, that's number 2. See, the thing is, like, I want to be like snobby and says, oh yeah, Japanese food, but not really. I don't really like all their food. I'd like some.
I like sashimi and sushi. That's it. That's like a tip of the iceberg
Yeah.
of Japanese food.
For me, I like ramen. I like sushi. I like udon. I like takoyaki. I like like those kind of like the staple food. I love them. But when you start going to natto, when you start going to
Ew.
all this funky Japanese healthy food, I'm like, ugh.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm kind of curious about like what traditional Japanese foods is like.
Well, if you want to be Japanese, you have to be able to eat natto. That's the that's their staple. You're Japanese, you eat natto. If you can't eat natto, then you can.
You can't be Japanese.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so is this only two, Indonesian and Italian?
Indonesian Italian is like almost like unconditionally.
Oh.
I don't know what else though. Cause I don't really eat. Oh, Arabic food was good.
Oh, what kind of Arabic food?
So there's one that was like they eat this with like a kind of like a pizza bread.
Hmm.
So they have this pizza bread with like a chicken with season. Like they serve this in the big. So the way they eat it is really interesting too. There's this big huge plate of the thing, like big, and then there's like 5 to 6 people surrounding it, and they just eat. They eat warteg on that one table.
Mm.
So there's one plate we serve at the table, and then we sit on the floor and we rip the pita. We share and everything. It warms my heart. It does.
It's like a family thing.
Because it's insane. Because I mean, doesn't matter what it is. Like most, country says like when you have a food, that's your own, right? You eat it, you finish it, right?
Yeah.
But on that one, it's a sharing thing. I was like,
Mm.
wow, like I'm not used to this. It's amazing. It's great.
That's a pretty cool experience, I would say.
Yeah.
Mm.
What about you? What about you? Like you like Chinese? You like
Yeah, I like Chinese. I like Latin.
Western?
I would say Western, yeah, because I like eating burgers and steaks and
Yeah, so me
barbecues.
too.
Yeah,
Like chicken wings and those
yeah, I
stuff.
like those stuff. Like,
Very, very.
like the unhealthy fatty
But
shit.
is there any weird Western food though?
Deep fried butter? I want to eat that.
That's not a food. That's I don't know what that is, but that is not food.
That's part of the American culture, man.
No, no, no.
Deep fried
No.
Mars bar? I think I had that before. And I hate to say it.
It tastes
No,
good.
Yeah, I hate to admit it, but it tastes good.
I thought so too. I could imagine it because it's a caramel, sugar, and wafer
Yeah.
melted in a. Yeah, that's just not fair.
I had deep fried ice cream. That was garbage. Never eating that again.
How does that feel? Like it's crusty on the outside and super cold on the inside? That kind of sucks.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, it is. Ew. And also, I don't know where pancakes or waffles came from, but I want to eat those.
Isn't that English or was it French?
I want to say French. Oh, crepes. Crepes, I think it's a French thing, right?
Oh, crepes. Crepes also French, right?
Maybe we're just more dessert guys than we are like regular food guys.
For me, I am. I know I am. I'm a dessert guy. So I like my sweet stuffs.
Right? Like ice
Me
cream.
like sweeties. Yeah. I haven't eaten ice cream in so long too. Holy crap.
Oh man, I always get crazy. See, when people are just like, "Oh yeah, if you eat healthy, you're gonna have those less of those cravings." Never, never. I always
What are you
crave.
talking about? The more I eat healthy, I'll be like, oh, now I can eat ice cream. It's just revenge. Balance. We gotta balance the force.
Oh, 20 minutes of exercise. Okay, a whole tub of ice cream. Thanks.
There you go.
Yeah, I always crave those.
If
Like, stuff.
see, for me it's even better. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do like 100 push-up and 100 sit-ups. Okay, well just in case I'm gonna get the cookies. So, like I'll get cookies and I would eat the cookies and not do the exercise. Just have the thought of exercise. I'm like, oh yeah, that's good enough. Yeah.
Have you ever made cookies before?
Yes.
So, do you refrigerate your cookies overnight?
Preferably yes, but I didn't and I burnt it. So it's yeah. First attempt and then that was it. I haven't done it again.
I never got to refrigerate the cookies because I never had
The freezer?
no, it's because I never did a test. But apparently, if you refrigerate the cookie dough overnight,
Yeah.
it allows the chemical reactions to work its magic, and it tastes better.
I know. It tastes better, yes. But for most of the time, I just don't have the patience for it. I'm like, fuck it. I don't need my cookies now. I'll eat it raw, kind of thing.
Well, I want to experiment because I don't believe it. I think it's probably gonna taste it just the same.
I don't know because I think I don't know. I could kind of see how it works.
In theory, it should work, but mentally or like taste wise, I don't think it's gonna change anything. But that's just my
Maybe that's just the what do you call it? The suggestion thing,
yeah.
Oh, I did this much, so it has to taste better, kind of. You know what I mean?
We should try one day. I'll refrigerate cookie dough, and then you can come over next day, and I'll make another cookie dough. It'll be like a control batch and a cold batch.
Why? Okay, I guess. Can I trust your food? You're not gonna put weird stuff on it, right?
After you finish eating two, I'll be like, now there's one of them has poison in them, and now
I'm like, all right, you just drank my. I'm like, oh shit.
one of them has. Hey, Bashka, you want to play a game?
Want to play a game? Within this cookies, there's one the antidote and one's the accelerant. One heals you, one makes you die faster. Pick. I was like, hold up, what did I do?
You ever watch that Japanese drama? Was it Heroes on a Journey or something? It's kind of like a parody of Dragon Quest.
No, not at all.
So, anyways,
What is it about?
so it's like this group of heroes encounter a assassin, right? And he's holding like this
Right.
poison blade.
Oh,
he's
and
like,
the guy was licking his blade. I'm
yeah,
like, oh
he's
shit.
like,
I forgot this blade was poison. I saw the meme.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be meme. It was just like, yo, I poisoned this cookie dough, this particular batch of cookies, Bosh, and I'll be licking it
To prove it
yeah.
here, snap. Just drop.
And you're like, well, dumbass. So yeah, that's all I have to say about foods. I guess I don't want to go too much because I'm getting a little hungry now.
Right, that is true. We're starting getting like off tracks.
For this episode, I just want to do something simple and
Something simple, so it's easier to edit and stuff.
yeah, something simple and short, and kind of just give us
To refresh.
refresh and kind of show people like our personalities a little
Different
bit.
sides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So anything else you want to add, Bosh?
I am good.
Bosh, do the outro.
All right then. Well, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. This is Boschka.
This is Alex.
This is the Fool's Odyssey podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and like.
They can't really like or subscribe or comment on our thing yet.
Oh, right.
Yet I haven't made the Twitter or Instagram page yet, but I will eventually.
Okay. Well, anyway, either or. What was that? Okay. So we'll see you again next week.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.